Imagine making almost $5,000 a month from just one book, a book that takes minutes to create with no writing involved and no massive effort. Well, I'm about to show you exactly how you can do this step by step. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. So if this sounds like you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. So in a previous video, I mentioned a niche in part 2 of my Bold and Easy Coloring Book Niches series. That niche, well, it's exploding right now. We're talking about the spring Bold and Easy Coloring Book niche, and the timing is perfect because we're in peak demand right now. Sales are soaring and people are actively searching for these types of books. In fact, I'm going to show you one seller who's making almost $5,000 a month, all coming from just one book in this niche. And I'm going to show you how you can get in on this action. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into this niche and I'll show you exactly how and why it's so profitable. We'll go through some real life examples of books currently killing it when it comes to book sales. And I'll show you exactly the same method that I use to create this type of coloring book so you can take the guesswork out of the equation and just get to work. Before we get started, I won't be covering every single detail of the KDP process in this video. So if you're serious about learning the entire step-by-step process for creating and selling books on Amazon, I put together the KDP Royalty Roadmap, my complete beginner-friendly guide that walks you through everything you need to know from research to publishing and making sales. If you're interested, I'll put the link down below. Now, if we go to Amazon and take a look at this niche, the Spring Bold and Easy Coloring Book, we're gonna see all of this information right here provided by Titan's Quick View, which is a free KDP extension research tool that I use on pretty much every one of my videos. If you want to go ahead and download this, head on over to the Chrome Web Store, make a search for Self-Publishing Titans, and look for this Titan's Quick View, the Amazon Niche Finder. Install that. You can also install the Titans Pro. It's not completely free, but it does give you the Amazon Suggestion Expander. Now back on Amazon, we can see total results is 375, which is actually very useful because on Amazon, once you get over 1,000 results, it's just going to give you a generic search results like over 1,000, over 2,000, over 3,000. But with Titan's Quick View, it gives you the exact total results, the exact match, 0 out of 16, which basically means how many books are ranking for this exact keyword in their book's title, how many books are independently published books here on the first page. So 15 out of 16, the bestsellers rank 178,000, which if we plug in into this book sales calculator, we can see that these books on average make about $147 per month. Average reviews are 26, which is pretty low, which tells me that a lot of these books are fairly new because they're still racking up their reviews. And the average price of $7.67 with a niche score of 68. Now, all of that information is great, but we need to know how to actually utilize the information so that we know if this niche has potential for profits. And in order to do that, I look for 3 specific things. Number 1 has to do with competition. So I'm looking for search results that have about 1,000 results or less, because this is going to tell me that the competition is not too competitive, which means there's a reasonable chance at getting our books ranked on the first or second page of Amazon without having to spend money on KDP ads. Number 2 has to do with demand. So I'm looking for at least 3 KDP books that all have a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that these books are selling consistently right now, which means that there's some type of demand here. And number 3, I'm looking for a niche score that's provided by Titan's Quick View that basically validates the first 2 steps, and that is a score of at least 50. So taking all of that information into account, we see with the total results below 1,000, that's 375. So we know that in this niche, and in particular this keyword, that the competition is still very low. And if we scroll down to look at some of the books, we see this first one right here. When I hover over it, it says independently published, which is exactly what we're looking for, which means that this is a KDP book with a bestsellers rank of 7,000. So this is one book in this niche that's showing that demand that I'm looking for. This one is ranked at 8,000. That's another book that's showing demand. This Spring Vibes, 17,000. So that's already 3 books showing that there is indeed demand in this niche. But if we keep going down, we see this Cozy Spring ranked at 3,000. We keep going down. This one, 37,000, 18,000. This one right here, Cozy Girl Spring, 56,000, 103,000. This one is 92,000. And this one's at 20,000. So a lot of books here showing that demand. And if we scroll all the way up with a niche score of 68, that's well above that 50 that I'm looking for. So all three of my steps have been satisfied, which is for sure telling me that there's potential for profits. So now it's time to actually look at the interior of these books. Now, if we check out this book, this is the Cozy Spring Cute Coloring Book for adults and teens with easy and bold spring inspired designs. We see it has the #1 new release badge, which means that since it was released, it's been selling like hotcakes. And this book has 40 designs, so about 90 pages. This one says right here 8.5 by 11, but it's obviously not because on Amazon it says 8.5 by 8.5 inches. But if we go ahead and scroll down here, we can see exactly what that #1 new release badge looks like. From when it was published right here, boom, and it just started selling very well. And it's actually continuing to sell even better as the days go by. Now, if we scroll down here to look at some A+ content, this is the section where publishers can showcase more of their book, the covers, the interiors, add more details, add more description, just add a lot of things that can really help sell your book. So this is a great way to showcase more of the interiors because on the sample portion that Amazon provides, sometimes they're not able to show much of your interiors. So a lot of customers are left wondering what the book actually looks like. So this is the inside of the book. As we can see here are some more of the interior, very spring vibes. We have a lot of plants, more plants, and even more plants. We have a honeycomb with some bees, a frog, a duck. Now these interiors might seem complicated to make, but I'm going to show you just how easy it is to make. But before that, let's go ahead and check out the bestsellers rank of 3,273. And if we plug that into this book sales calculator, we can see that's about 61 sales per day and about 1,830 book sales per month. And in royalty terms, money terms, that's $161 per day and almost $5,000 per month at $4,838 per month coming from just this one book. So I hope you see the potential that KDP has and that putting up a book this simple can actually produce an incredible income. Now, I'm just curious to see this publisher and see if they're making any other books. So if we go and click right here and look at some of their books, we can see 420 titles and some of their best books ranked at 3,000, Cozy Love, Tiny Gardens at 729, Cozy Corners at 2,000. So I see them really doubling down on the bold and easy type of coloring book. Whenever I see that square type of coloring book, they're all ranking very, very well. So this is a very successful publisher. I'd be curious to find out just how much this publisher is making from their top 10 books. But that is for another video. If you want to see that, go ahead and comment down below and I'll make a video on that. Now, if we take a look at another book in this niche, this is the Spring into Coloring, a bold and easy coloring book for everyone. Has flowers, animals, Easter eggs. We can see this book has 31 designs, so less than the previous book. Only 62 pages for this book, 8.5 by 8.5 inches, priced at $7.99, which if we plug that into the KDP royalty calculator, we can see the standard royalty, or basically how much the publisher gets paid off of every book sale, is $2.64, and the extended distribution at $1.05. And this is the typical price point for these types of books at $7.99. You could get away at $8.99 and get to that $3 mark for your royalty. And with this calculator, you can see the price breakdown right here where printing costs $2.15. You have your Amazon fee, which equates to 40% of the actual list price. And then whatever's left over, $3.24. Now, if we go ahead and look at the A+ content, well, that's what we're going to be seeing right here is that it's actually missing, but it still has a very decent BSR at 69,000. So what people are going to do is go up here and click this read sample portion so that they can see what's inside the book. And what publishers typically do is they showcase more of the interiors on the back cover, which is right here. Now, in order to create this book, I used my favorite tool, Nurier Creator. And basically because this is the most simple AI art generator that generates images used specifically for coloring pages. So as you're going to see, these images are all going to be complete black and white. completely upscaled, so it's perfect for coloring pages. And it makes it very, very simple because all you have to do is enter a very, very simple prompt, and it's going to be able to generate sets of images for every prompt. So for this example, I used AI generation, which actively creates images using AI. And then for this part right here, the DFY versus the freestyle, well, I typically choose freestyle, but if you choose DFY, what it does is it allows you to add a main character description. So in this case, it would be something like umbrella, and then you can add a situation, which could be with rain dropping on it, which is also optional. And then you can choose an art style. And then these are all the art styles that you could choose from. Depending on the book that you're making, you're gonna have all of the art styles available for you to use. Now, if I go ahead and make this bigger, you can see all the prompts that I used. Now, I went with this cute thick line umbrella drawing for coloring. These are all going to be spring related prompts because I want spring related images for this tutorial. Everything's going to be cute thick line. So I just changed the actual main character description. So potted plant, butterfly, caterpillar, snail, bunny, kite, watering can, Easter egg, and rain boots. And then depending on the coloring book that you're making, you can use a background layer assist, which is basically going to fill out the background of the page, or you can choose no background. I chose no background. I chose my image size of 8.5 by 8.5 inches because that's the type of book this is, but you can also choose 8.5 by 11 and whatever size you want depending on the type of book you're making. And then one of the great things about this tool is the line thickness. You can go from thin, medium, and thick. So for this bold and easy type, obviously I chose thick, and then just hit generate images. Now, after a few minutes, you're gonna be able to get your images. Each prompt is gonna come with 4 images per set. So you can have a variation and you can pick the best one. So for this umbrella, I can see right away that this one is going to do well for the coloring book. The other ones need work, but if, for example, none of these images do well, you can just go ahead and reissue the prompt and then get a new set of images. And you can also tweak the prompt to get better images. Now, the next one is the plant, and there's a couple options here to choose from. Obviously, I would love to clean up a little bit of this plant, so this one might work well right here. This is the butterfly. The next one is the caterpillar. And then if we go to the next set of images, this is the snail. We have the bunny right here, which this one will work very well. And then the kite, as well as the watering can. And then finally, the last set of images, this is the Easter egg. And then this one is the rain boots. Now, what you can do is, for example, let's look at this image right here. Let's say the lines are too thin. Well, what you can do straight off of Nurier Creator is add line thickness. And I'm just gonna do 4 so we can see the actual difference. Update image, and you can see just how much thicker it got. So this is a fast way to basically add your line thickness or decrease the line thickness. So for example, let's look at these boots. Let's take away the thickness. Let's go -4. And you can see just how thin the lines on this image got. Now what we want to do is download all the images. So you have a couple options. You can do the PNG as a SVG, as PDF, or as a PowerPoint. I like to download as SVG because when you zoom in on the image, it keeps the lines crisp and clear. Now open up Canva, and if you don't have one yet, you can open up a free account. I'll put the link in the description and choose a custom size, 8.5 by 8.5 inches. Make sure it's inches. Now create new design. And now we can start building this book. So for the first page of the interior, typically you're gonna wanna have a book belongs to page. And what does that look like? Well, it's very easy. Go to text, add a heading, type in this book belongs to, and then resize it so it fits the page. I kind of like it to kind of take up most of the page because for this type of coloring book, that's just kind of the style. And then go back here to elements, go to the shapes, look for this line, put it on the bottom here, just stretch it out to the other side. Let's go ahead and space it a little bit more, highlight all of it, and I'm just gonna center this like that. And it's as simple as that. Now, if you wanna be a little bit bougie, you can go ahead and click this element for the text, go up here to effects, go to hollow, and as you can see, we turned it into a coloring element. You can play with the line thickness, take away some, put away more, and you can also change the font and find something a little bit more playful for this type of book. something like this. Now let's go ahead and just resize it a little bit, just to the edge. And then there you go. This book belongs to. Now, the next page is going to be the backside of this page. So typically you don't want anything on there because of the bleed through for these coloring pages. So what you want to do is add another page down here. Now every odd page is going to be the right side of that book. This is where you want all of your images. Now if we take all of the images that we just downloaded, I'm going to highlight every single one. I'm going to drag it into the upload section of Canva, and we're going to see that it starts uploading right here. So we can just easily drag and drop and click on any one of these images and it'll show up right here on our page. So let's start with the first one right here, the watering can. We can go with something like this. And all we have to do is just resize it to the size that we want. And then there you go. Now, what you could also do to differentiate yourself from competitors is go ahead and grab the text up here, duplicate it, drag it to this page, and you could name your object. So this one is a watering can, and then go to effects and then just put the thickness up to kind of match the lines on the watering can. And then let's go ahead and just make it bigger. We could do something like this, move the watering can down, put this a little bit lower. This looks like a better coloring image, but this is what we're going to do for every single set of images that we have here. So add a new page. This is the back side to this page. So once again, you don't want anything on the back side of this page for bleed through purposes. So add another page. Now for the umbrella, let's go ahead and choose this one and make it bigger. Put it on the bottom here, and then go ahead and duplicate this, bring this down here, and then type in umbrella, and just do this for the rest of the images. And then there you go. If we quickly run through this, this is the potted plant. This one is going to be the bunny. This one is the butterfly, the caterpillar, the Easter egg, the kite, rain boot, snail, and the umbrella, and obviously the watering can. Now, typically you're going to want at least 30 to 40 images. I just showed you the tutorial, so this one's only 10 images, but this is what it should look like. Every other page is a blank page for that bleed through. And once you have your 30 to 40 images, in order to save it so you can upload it onto KDP, all you're gonna have to do is hit share, hit download as a PDF print, flatten the PDF, choose all pages, and then choose CMYK if you have it. If you're only using the free version of Canva, choose RGB, and then hit download. Now, if you wanna check out Nurie Creator for yourself, I'll leave the link down below. Also, don't forget about my KDP royalty roadmap, which is gonna help you complete the entire process of this coloring book from beginning to end. It's going to show you keyword research. It's going to show you how to create the cover design, how to finish this interior, how to upload all of this onto KDP so that everything is good to go. It's going to be your complete comprehensive guide to getting this book up and running on Amazon. I'll leave that link also down below for you to check out. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.